Hey guys, King of Triumphs here to be a judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you the most powerful Walrein Trev team. It's not really that, it's not spicy at all. We all knew Walrein Trev would be amazing. You probably already saw this in yesterday's shoutcast. If you saw me shoutcast those practice battles, this features Walrein Trev, and of course you're gonna put DD in the back. Range-wise, it's incredibly powerful and overpowered. All three of these mons have a really good advantage against a lot of the meta. They're great generalists, they charge, they do a ton of damage, and they're absolute monsters. You're gonna see me just do some crazy things. Yes, you might see the Walrein mirror a lot, but I'm going to show you a way you can play the Walrein mirror with confidence and just absolutely obliterate your opponent in the mirror. But yeah, it's nothing really spicy. I think this is the most powerful, like, by analysis, I believe this is the strongest one because Deoxys defense is such a monster. You're going to see me just Psycho Boost and Rock Slide create a lot of plays for you in this cup, and it does really, really well in the Retro Cup. So this features Walrein, Trev, and DD Safe Switch. So you have double Safe Switch, both are options. Generally, Trev will be your go-to. Break shields, leave out shields for Deoxys defense and Walrein, and sweep. Or if you get the mirror, what you can do is just sack Walrein the read, and you can do plenty of plays off of just Walrein itself. So I hope y'all enjoy the shoutcast. I lag a lot. I really, I lag a lot. So like, you're gonna see me come back from just lagging my head off, and I'm like just trying to figure out like what to do here because luckily I didn't screw a lot of my win cons here. But the first battle is definitely a nail biter, and I was just like, when this was happening, I was like, am I lagging? Am I lagging? I'm like, oh my gosh, really, dude? And what I lag against is actually really bad. But before we get started, I have my therapist mental health tip for the day. And it's actually from Twitch chat today. So someone mentioned about, so I had one of my longtime viewers, they mentioned something about like emotions, like not registering emotions or just not like being angry or like basically not showing emotion or being mindful of your emotions, which is actually really good. Being mindful of your emotions. That's my therapist mental health tip for the day today, is being mindful of your emotions. Mindfulness is called it's a form of dialectical behavioral therapy, which is derived from cognitive behavioral therapy. It's an evidence-based, which means it's been proven to work by evidence. So they do research goes through, bam. So it's an evidence-based practice. That's what it's called. So what dialectical behavior therapy does, and you probably hear me talk about DBT a lot, is it's being mindful of your emotions, being mindful of the present, and having something called a wise mind. A wise mind is able to control your emotions very well. When you are able to recognize you're feeling some sort of way, or you feel like this thought is like, or the more popular word nowadays is triggering. If you feel like something is triggering you, you're able to stop yourself right away, get coned into the moment, and not get angry or respond in a negative way or something that would make the situation worse. For example, when you get pissed off at Go Bally, what do you normally do? You might throw your phone, you might yell at the thing, you might say screw you Niantic. That's bad because it just ruins your day because you're angry. Yes, it's good to let it out, however, it's better to just practice because in all honesty, the game's going to be the way it is whether we like it or not, and the important thing is that you are alive. So being mindful of your emotions. If you're mindful and you are able to be you're able to stop that anger or stop that anxiety, you have a very powerful and wise mind, and it takes a lot of time to develop that, or you're just a very, very wise person in general. So be wise, be mindful. If you feel, practice that emotional stability, and you too can be a very wise person. Now, there's the opposite to that. It's called numbing. So if you're severely depressed or something like that, make sure you take a look at it, because sometimes what numbing is numbing your emotions. The difference between numbing and being mindful is mindful, you process your emotion and you recognize them. When you numb them, you ignore them and you just let them sink in there for a while. So something really bad happens to you, you're depressed, you're angry at the world, so you just numb yourself, and that's where it leads to like huge amounts of drinking, deep depression. That's what numbing causes, because you're trying to avoid the emotion rather than engage it. Or you don't recognize it, you don't process it, and you aren't mindful. So just be very careful. Do not do numbing. Be mindful, but do not numb your emotions. Without further ado, this is the most powerful Walrein Trev core team that I have seen and I've practiced with, and let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. You're going to see a lot of sweaty mirror matches. Well, actually 2 of them are mirror matches to be exact. But Walrein Trev core is freaking good in the Retro Cup. Alright, Open Great League in general, we get Walrein in the Talonflame. So you don't really win this outright. Opponent wins if they do get a Brave Bird through shield. So all I usually do in this matchup is I'm just going to overcharge to Oblivion. Let them get the first one, shield the first one. Because if you eat a Brave Bird, you die. As you see, we shield the Brave Bird. And my opponent is going to swap. And it's a Shadow Victory Bell. And at this point, the anger in my soul is already seething. I'm like Squidward from SpongeBob. I don't have a soul. And for some odd reason, watch what happens here. This is what makes me even more angry. Look at how bad I lag. So my opponent third shield here. This is the third shield. And my Powder Snow, my Icicle Spear was not charged. So I'm like, wait, what? So I send in Trevenant, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to farm this thing down. And I'm already angry. I'm very angry right now. I'm like a pissed off Vegeta whenever I see... I'm like a really pissed off Vegeta. And for some odd reason, none of my charge moves are firing right now. Yet, I'm still going to Shadow Ball, and this is my win condition. I ball out, and my opponent does not shield the ball. I ball so hard, your Elo will never find me, even though you're using a freaking Shadow Victory Bell. I'm lagging like a mother right now. And it's kind of strange that I'm lagging because I'm the only one on my connection. Usually you see in a lot of my shotcasts, I don't normally lag this hard. I'm lagging pretty dang hard right now, so hopefully a lot of you are doing a lot better, but dang, man. So all I really have to do in this instance, I have full control. I send the Deoxys defense, go for the Psycho Boost, I have a shield, and that's GG's. This was a terrible matchup. I'd be like Tanjiro whenever Tanjiro is getting absolutely destroyed. Like, you know, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, Tanjiro is a champion. No matter how bad this dude is getting destroyed, he will come back and somehow finds the win condition against any opponent he sees. It happened against the Hashira. It happened when he literally almost got cut to pieces by, whatchamacallit, Daki's brothers, that one dude, that final attack at the end. Yeah, somehow he lives, and that's GG's. So we like Tanjiro. We come back through the fire, and we win. Unlike Rengoku, though. I cried when Rengoku died. That was a very sad moment. No, I didn't. I was in tears, and like tears were rolling down, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah, you gotta watch it. If you didn't watch the Demon Slayer movie yet, or if you haven't watched Demon Slayer, it's an amazing movie. And I won't spoil anything anymore if you are not. So usually we get this. So this is where we get the mirror match. Usually I'll fire right away just to see who wins CMP. Because usually who has CMP is what you'll see who has control of what. Or they'll try to get one over like my opponent did here. Getting one over is the smart move because now you have an automatic advantage. But usually what I do here, I don't shield. So I don't shield the Earthquake actually. I want to take my opponent to the zeros. So as you see here, I'm going to take my opponent to the zeros. That's the game plan over here. Either this Earthquake will go through or my opponent's going to blow all their energy. I want to farm down. So you can play the mirror in two ways. Win it outright or two, leave your opponent come out with shield advantage like I do here. And we got Mew in a Deoxys defense. This is still fine even though Mew has a fantastic pacing. The thing about it is that for Mew, like when you don't have any energy and you don't have shields, Rockslide does a decent amount of work. I won't shield the first one. I want to figure out whether or not it's Surf or Wild Charge, and I call the bait. It's a Surf. So, this is probably a Surf Wild Charge Mew. Even if they Dark Pulse a DD, 9 times out of 10, you won't KO. I don't shield again, and my opponent surfs again. So, I'm just calling all of my opponent's bluffs at this point. I fire another Rock Slide. I'm going to attempt to counter down. However, I don't think I'm able to counter down in this instance. So, Rock Slide goes off, and then we're just going to punch the unholy crap out of this Mew, you know what I mean? And like I mentioned, we're not going to get the KO. I will stun Trev, and then my opponent will get taken out by one Shadow Claw, and I'm switching in my Walrein to catch this Icicle Spear. As you see, I kind of predicted my opponent would just go straight to Walrein and then try to take me out with an Icicle Spear, and bam, we call it, and this is GG's, baby. All we gotta do is C-bomb down this Machamp. I have 2 shields. We ball out on the freaking Walrein. We shoot the Dark Hado, the Akuma Hadouken, the Raging Demon, even though this is a tree, so it's not that cool. I kind of wish it was cool. Overcharge just a little bit over here. Have 1 shield left. Save that shield for the Walrein. I should be able to hit the Shadow Ball because I have that little bit of energy. I should be able to hit the Shadow Ball. We caught that last Icicle Spear on our Walrein, so we should be fine here. Even if they do happen to get at the same time, we win CMP, and that should just KO. So Shadow Ball at this range should KO if Go Battle doesn't take our soul first. As you see, I'm relentlessly mashing down on Shadow Ball. And Go Battle is still taking my soul for some odd reason, and I don't know why. And it finally catches up, and thankfully our opponent, we don't lose because of lag. Shadow Ball goes off, that should kill at this range, and that's GG's. Another battle where Go Battle takes our soul. So as you see, that's 2 ways you could play the Walrein lead. You could sack the lead and come out with shield advantage, or 2 win the matchup outright. And a lot of times, this is what I like doing. I just don't shield anything when it comes to Walrein. And now, I believe the next battle is another mirror match, so you're going to see just exactly what I'm talking about. Walrein into Walrein. So, there is a shiny. Walrein's a pretty sweet shiny, by the way. That purple is beautiful. It is, in fact, a beautiful shiny. I'm not jelly, though. I have one, I just don't use my shiny Walrein. This is a rank 3 Walrein from Japan. I have a Japanese Walrein. Japanese Walrein, I caught this a while ago when I went to Japan, like 2 years ago, like when I went to Yokohama, when I went on vacation. and the winter event was going out, and I caught this rank 3 from Bunkyo Tokyo, and of course I'm going to use my Tokyo Walrein. This Tokyo Drift or Tokyo Earthquake, this 6'9", 420 magnitude earthquakes that come from the floor, and my opponent elects to switch. I fire this Icicle Spear because I'm going to chip away at this Talonflame. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch into Deoxys defense. You're like, wait, King of Triumphs, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm actually doing this to break shields. I will live one Brave Bird. I will also live a Flame Charge. So I actually want my opponent to hit me with Suburban. Suburban goes through. You'll be able to live, so all I'm going to do is double up. I'm timing my attacks correctly so they'll get any extra Incinerates through, or I just get as much energy as I can. So Cycle Boost goes through. My opponent's either going to shield or let the bird go, and they shield. I should be able to fire the second one because they're -2. I don't think this kills because it's debuffed, but at this point, I think it does because Talonflame isn't super thick, so our opponent will commit both shields. This is actually fantastic for us. The reason why is because I can send in Walrein, and then I can fire the Icicle Spear because I have 2 queued. See what I mean about sacrificing Walrein in the lead and just coming out with shield advantage? Like, there's a lot of ways you can manipulate the battle for this instance. I'm gonna fire the Icicle Spear and go Battle Egg is still taking my freaking soul. That won't kill that won't kill Talonflame, that's okay. My opponent swaps into Venusaur, attempting to farm me down, but we will get to another Icicle Spear. So, this should do heavy damage to Venusaur. All we have to do is send in our Trev. Trev farms down, go for the ball, shield whatever comes in. Hell, I don't even need a shield. I could 2 shield flex here if I want to. 1 Frenzy Plant or 1 Sludge Bomb will not kill me. And then I should have enough energy to just throw out at the back row, and that's GG's. As you see, I'm not even going to shield. I'm just going to go for the 2 shield flex. Bam. Again, there's 2 ways you can play them out. Win it outright or just absolutely eviscerate your opponent. So my opponent fires, and I tried to 2 shield flex. I should have just fired the Seed Bomb and would have killed. But I just shield, and then that Shadow Cloud goes through, and that's GG's. Well, actually, there's a reason. No, I actually, never mind. I forgot the Walrus is still there, so yeah. But that's the reason I did what I did. There's the Walrus there. I tried to 2 shield flex, basically farm down, get Shadow Ball. Like the last battle, we win CMP, so our opponent has no way out, and we just ball out for the W, and that's GG's. That's why you can play it the other way around, but again, I like coming out with shields just because Walrein, there's a lot of things you could do. You could be really fancy. And now we finally lose. We lose the lead hard as heck. That's a Poliwrath. Poliwrath destroys our Deoxys, and we get Munchlax. And I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good for us. The reason being is because in even shield scenarios, Deoxys defense can tank a bunch of damage. So we're going to Rock Slide through, and then I should be able to win back switch here. So then I can put that Poliwrath against and line up against my Trevenant. So I'm not going to shield the first Body Slam, however, I'm going to shield the second one. So Body Slam goes off, I'm going to let it through. As you see, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Deoxys defense is so damn thick, we can tank it. And all we're going to do is we're going to shield this, and then they're going to farm down. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to shield. We're going to take the shield. We avoid the Moonsault, you know what I mean? It's like Jeff Hardy with Table Ladders and Chairs match. If you are a wrestling fan, you know Swanton Bombs do big damage. I fire the Rock Slide, but this is also a feint. If we grab a shield, that's great, but I also want my opponent to think I don't have Psycho Boost. Rock Slide goes off, and then I'm going to fire Psycho Boost. So what happens here is that this is a feint. So it's like boxing, you know, I mean 1-2. I like boxing, I love striking because, you know, I train in MMA, etc. I compete in Jiu-Jitsu. And as you see, Psycho Boost goes through, we get the KO, and all I gotta do is send in Walrein. You're probably like, wait, what the heck are you doing, King of Triumphs? Well, the reason I'm doing this is because we can just chip away at that Walrein. We still have a Deoxys defense, we have a sack, and we still have a whole Walrein. We still have a whole Walrein, and we have a Deoxys defense as a sack. And we put a lot of pressure on our opponents because C-Bomb will do heavy damage. If our opponent does not shield the C-Bombs, they will die. So as you see, I'm gonna let my tree go, and in even shield scenarios, we should be able to take this match. I need 2 Earthquakes to die here, but that's perfectly fine. I also have a sack on DD. My opponent has to double Earthquake me, but again, I have a whole Deoxys defense, and I still have a shield. I'm relentlessly tapping here, trying to get my move off, but then go Battle Like still attempts to take my soul. So we're going to fire the Earthquake here, and then as you see here, my opponent is going to likely shield this, but that's perfectly fine. Since we're in even shield scenarios, unless they debate me with Icicle Spear, it's GG's. But again, I still have a swap. So I'm going to shield this, and I still have a swap. So I shield, as you see, I call the Earthquake. I'm going to fire my Earthquake, and then my opponent actually just top lefts, which is kind of strange to me because there's still play there. Because my win condition is to, well, actually, no, it's like I will live 1 Earthquake. They have a lot of pressure on themselves, so what either happens is that I get it towards 1 counter the victory, or 2 I sack, and then I double Earthquake, or I Earthquake and Icicle Spear for the W. So I saw plenty of win conditions, but my opponent's like, you know what? I'm trying to get my battles done. That's GG's. Speaking of losing the lead, this is a terrible lead. Medicham versus our Walrein, and it's actually Psycho Cut, so I switch into Trev. You have two safe switches here. You could either switch into DD or you can safe switch into Trev. And as you see here, I safe switch into Trev, which is kind of bad because we lose Trev against that Medicham. And that's a Psycho Cup Medicham. I will shield this first one, but I'm going to fire off the Seed Bomb for the second one. So I don't want to lose all this energy. Yeah, we're debuffed here, but they have to blow their energy unless they really want to eat another Seed Bomb. Even then, it's really rough for us because even though that's a Medicham with Psycho Cut, if it's holding Dynamic Punch hits super hard on our Walrein. So it's going to be really dicey. But I'm going to go ahead and let Trev go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smack the unholy crap out of Dugong. It's going to give me one punch man for Saitama, you know what I mean? We're just going to punch, we're going to punch, we're going to punch, we're going to punch. So just absolutely like nude down. Nude arm down. I don't know why our opponent doesn't fire. Ideally, they should have fired, but it's still rough for me anyways because I have to go through a whole Medicham and something in the back. I don't shield. It's a power-up punch, and I am vibing. That means my opponent is carrying Power Punch Psychic. Even though if it's an Ice Punch, you can take Ice Punch pretty comfortably. Because I still have whole HP. I'm going to fire one Psycho Boost, clear the debuff, and swap out. And we have a Walrein. This is actually really bad for us. Because, yeah, this is actually really bad for us. So I go for the Earthquake. I have the Energy Leaf, so I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake. And it goes through, which is great for us. Because I just go straight for Earthquake. I don't even bait. Alright, I think what I do here is I'm going to go ahead and eat this Earthquake. I'm going to Icicle Spear to victory, and then come in with the Deoxys defense, get energy on Deoxys defense, and then Psycho Boost for the W. So as you see, I'm going to fire the second Earthquake. I should ideally bait, but I want to fire the Earthquake because if I get the KO, that's great. If I don't, that's fine. We can live in a whole Earthquake right here. I'll take it to the zeros. I want them to blow their energy, and I want DD to have a lot of farm for when it comes in. So I should be able to get 2 Psycho Boosts in if I'm able to do it right. They let it go, and I'm kind of scratching my head because since this isn't a counter Medicham, yeah, it's not a counter Medicham. I'm going to shield this as likely a pup, and then yes, I will take out my Walrein, but that also means all I have to do in this instance is just make sure I measure my energy correctly. I'm going to fire the Rock Slide just so I don't get debuffed, and then after that, I'm going to get this Medicham in the red, Psycho Boost, and in the red, Psycho Boost should KO this Medicham, and that's GG's. As you see here, just overcharging as much as you can. Overcharge as much as you can because every little bit of chip damage, even though counters are resisted by Medicham, will count. Rock Slide goes off, and all I gotta do is chip to the red. If Medicham is in the red, even to an XL, one Cycle Boost that will go through in the red should KO, and that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the shoutcast. Hopefully I gave you a lot of good looks about how to play Walrein in the lead and just how powerful this super meta team really is in the Retro Cup. Walrein Trev Core is so freaking strong. And that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. As you see, lag is very prominent right now. I have no idea what Niantic's doing. You know, they're working really hard on PvP. Yay, world tournaments are going out. And what I really fear right now is that, or rather, it's already happened, is we're gonna lag. It's inevitable. We're gonna have to lag. We're gonna replay. And then, in front of Pokemon Play, in front of our potential players that are gonna get invested in the game, we're going to look like fools because we're gonna lag. So why should anybody play the game if we lag, right? Which is basically the thing, and it's been this way for a long time. When I speak about being mindful, I don't really react negatively to lag nowadays. Like, I'll just be like, oh crap, I'm lagging, yay, but I don't have an intense, I don't maul basically. So I don't maul. I avoid mauling because there's really nothing I can do about it. Of course, this multi-billion-dollar company is working really hard to fix the game, right? No, they're not. And also, a really still meta, like Walrein Trev, does not make a meta very healthy, like in the Retro Cup, etc. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. As you see, do me a huge favor, please like and subscribe. If you enjoyed all those battles and all those crazy Walrein mirror matches, please subscribe using that box at the bottom right. Put your mouse over it, boom, you can easily subscribe from over there. Also, please comment for the YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate y'all that do it, and I do reply to every comment, usually like a day or two, or like, I try to make it like 24 hours. I just want to reply as soon as humanly possible. I also stream on Twitch on Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6:30, 7:30 a.m. PST. Sometime I'm playing Pokemon Community, sometime I'll do my battles. It just really depends. Once the interlude season ends, I probably will likely do my battles most of the time on Twitch again. But as of right now, I'm just kind of chilling. So yes, I will come back, and then you can see me just do my mindfulness practice live on stream while I'm trying to climb when there's an actual rank season and when it actually matters. However, other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Do me a huge favor, do everything I told you to do. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.
Things that I have craved, these are what I could have saved.